So you talked about being in television, and with some of the jobs, the hours were so long that you really didn't have much of a creative life.
Mm-hmm.
So you talk about leaving that world and then going and doing your own thing with the writing, your schedule.
Yeah, it was from one extreme to the other. You know, in one situation, I'm coming home late at night, tired and trying to write and falling asleep after like 3 sentences. And then all of a sudden I have all these hours in the day and I'm writing, you know, trying to work on my process, trying to figure out what exactly I need to do as a writer to get the best product out there. So yeah, I left, you know, I left the TV industry and I really wasn't sure what type of a writer I was. I thought I was like a writer that really needed to focus on, you know, creating those rich characters and developing that and trying to explore. But I started to realize I actually needed more, I was a writer that needed more organization, like more structure, and started to learn more about the structure of screenplays and scenes and everything like that. So,
how was that, having so much time? Because sometimes having too much free time is actually a curse, because you don't structure it and you think, oh, I can just do that tomorrow, and then it's a week later.
Right, yeah, you kind of expand your days and all the days kind of seem like one, you know. What I would do is I would actually go to places to write. So I still do this, you know, I go to the library and that's probably my favorite spot.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, there's some other places that you could go to. You know, you could go, you know, I know that I heard the writer of The Sting actually wrote his screenplay in an airport. Just, you know, he had the busy, you know, people like shuffling back and forth, and he was able to do it. I've also heard of other writers that it's kind of a little bit more extreme, but I heard of one that actually checks into a hotel, removes all his clothes and gives them to a friend and just says, I gotta finish this screenplay or else I'm gonna be, you know, losing money and I'm totally like by myself without anything, you know. At some point, the maid's gonna come in, so that's a little bit more extreme. And
don't try that at the library, by the way.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna try that at the library, but who knows? I mean, maybe. And I heard of one writer who actually wrote on a boat from the U.S. to Asia. It was some sort of boat. And he didn't have any distractions with cell phones or anything like that. And he just needed some time, and there was a deadline too. I'd say like any sort of deadline, at least for me, really does help. But it's got to be like the right deadline. It can't just be any arbitrary deadline. You know, you can't just say by tomorrow. You know, by tomorrow I'm going to be done.
Yeah, and the library is great too, because sometimes you can't really get Wi-Fi that easily unless you like log on to their system and, you know, agree to their terms and stuff. So sometimes it's nice to just say, you know what, I'm not going to have Wi-Fi in here. And just get stuff done. Sometimes
Wi-Fi is your biggest enemy.
Really,
and, I mean, sometimes you could use it to research, but other times you don't want to. You want to kind of shy away from it. I actually got rid of my internet, so I have to go to the gym in my complex to use the internet, and that keeps me a little bit more focused.
Interesting.
You know? Yeah.
And that was a conscious decision because you knew it distracted you?
Yeah, it was, you know, I didn't want to be, researching all the time. And yeah, it really puts me in the zone. And then also, I don't also write only at my place. I go out and stuff, so. But I do a lot of writing outside, so.
Do people ever stop you and ask you what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, people are curious, and, I give them a little pitch.
What's your pitch?
Yeah, right now I'm working on a ensemble film. It's a high school drama about bullying and abuse, and there's lots of different characters and lots of storylines that intersect. And yeah, it's kind of like the traffic of bullying, or the crash of bullying, that issue. And it's all set in one location, a school. And yeah, that's what I'm working on right now.